Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for this opportunity. We are from Group 2. We presented about the international journal with title The Effect of Problem-Based Learning Content on the Learning Achievement in Basic Computer System Course or BSK of the student of Informatic Engineering Education Department. But first of all, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Irfan April Mora, student ID D0219334. Title is The Effect of Problem-Based Learning Content on the Learning Achievement in Basic Computer System Course for DSK of the student of Informatic Engineering Education Department. Authority of this journal are IGD Partner Sindu and IGD Yudi Pramarta, and it right in 1 February, 1st February 2018. Abstract. This study was aimed at finding out the difference in learning achievement in Basic Computer System Course or BSK between the student who learn from content a problem-based learning in achievement experiment class and those who learn from conventional model in control class in learning basic computer system course. This study used quasi-experimental non-equivalent pretest post-test control group design. There were three variables input in this study. The results showed that the mean score in the learning achievement of the student who learned from content in problem-based learning was higher than that of those who learn from using conventional model. Content a problem-based learning plays the role in improving student learning achievement. Introduction. Effort at improving the quality of education has to be made, and one of the most promising ways is through the use of information technology. At present, the use of information technology such as e-learning is on the increase. The exciting e-learning at Ganesha University of Education or Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha or Diksha has not been used optimally, although it has supported the learning and assessment process. The Undixa e-learning use the most popular LMS or learning management system, open source, which is also called Moodle. In terms of the use of the system, Moodle is very good, but it needs to be supported by content. We want the learning process to run well. At Informatic Engineering Education Department or PTI, there are many types of courses that need content development to support innovative learning. One of the courses that is suitable to be taught by using the innovative learning is Basic Computer System course or BSK. According to Santisa 2011, one of the learning environment which can accommodate the development of problem-solving ability of the learners is problem-based learning or PBL. PBL is a learning model which is based on John Dewey philosophy, according to which teachers should encourage students to be involved in the tasks oriented to problem related to the work of the learners, and the learners should be active in learning activity. PBL is a learning model that makes problem as the basis of learning. PBL is a model of learning that use real world problem which are illustrated as ones of the content for them about critical thinking skill, argument, problem solving skill, and to achievement essential knowledge and contribution learning materials. The previous study related to the content development of e-learning for the SK has produced a product in the form of basic computer system learning materials design. by using e-learning media at Undisa. The result of the e-learning content development in the ESK study was then implemented in the classroom to find out difference in learning achievement in the ESK between the student who learn by the content problem based learning in the experiment class and those who learn by the conventional model in control class. This study was motivated by the fact that informatic engineering education departments students who learn basic computer system course in the academic year 2016 or 2017 had low learning achievement. Thus, this study was conducted to point out a way to improve the present study in the development of learning content based on situation problem for the SK was designed by using 8 steps in problem-based learning approach. The 8 steps were 1. Finding a problem, 2. Defining problem, 3. Collecting text, 4. Making tentative assumption, 5. Investigating, 6. Improving problem that has been defined. 7. Concluding alternative to solve problem collaboratively. And testing solution the problem based on the 8 step to lecture place. The rule in posing real problems, giving encouragement, motivating, and providing learning material and facilities needed by the student to solve problem. By implementing problem e-learning is expected. Content a problem-based learning for TSK was implemented online. The problem-based learning was designed with a simple requirement is personal and speedy. The simple system will facilitate the student in using the technology and the exciting menu with the practicality in the panel provided. It will reduce the introduction of the e-learning system itself. The personal requirement means the lecturer can interact well like in the real communication between the lecturer and the student in the classroom. The more personal approach and interaction applied in a problem-based learning helps the lecturer to assess the student progress in the student learning in analyzing and solve problem. Quick response given by the lecturer to student complain and their needs is need to help in making learning process run well.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Nurintan. My ID number D02195357. I will continue my friend material is method. This study used quasi-experimental design because not all the variables and conditions in the experiment could be managed and controlled technically. Thus, this study belongs to a quasi-experimental study type. The design of study was non-equivalent present post-test control group design. This design helped in checking the level of similarity between in the groups, since the present scores are causally related to the dependent variable learning achievement. The steps in this study that were implemented consisted of number 1, orientation and observation of the design and this implement detailed in the class. Number 2, designing lesson plans for the SK which contact a problem-based learning in the experimental class and with the conventional model in the control class. Number 3, doing a trial test of learning achievement in the SK to make it feasible for the study. Number 4, administering the pre-test to each group, both the one who will learn from contact a problem-based learning and another one who will learn from conventional model. Number 5, Implementing content a problem-based learning in the experimental class and conventional model in control class. Number 6. Administering post-test to each learning groups, both the one learning from content, a problem-based learning, and another one learning from conventional model. Number 7. Analyzing data of learning achievement to test whether the hypothesis of the study could be achieved or rejected. Based on the result of the tryout analysis of the instrument, 8 out of the 20 items were selected and tried out in which the variable to be measured 12. The test in this study was the student learning achievement problem solution that consisted of application C3, analysis C4, synthesis C5, and evaluation C6. The data analysis technique which used the used in this study were descriptive, static, and covariant analysis, one-way, and ACOFA. The descriptive analysis was used to describe the mean score and standard deviation. The mean score and standard deviation consisted of mean score and standard deviation in the student learning achievement and the student learning achievement process. For testing the hypothesis in the study were divided in internal hypothesis how and interpreted hypothesis H1, H0, and hypothesis H1. The hypotheses to be tested are as follows. H0, there was not any difference in learning achievement between the students in the group who learned from content and problem-based learning and the group of students who learned from conventional model. H1, there was a difference in learning achievement between the student in the group who learned from content and problem-based learning and the group student who learned from conventional model. The hypothesis testing used V-test-stroke one-way covariating analysis ANACOVA. The level of significance of a variable statement was subject to covariating testing or the testing of the intersubject effect conjunction 2004. If the level of significance is smaller than 0.05, it means the who was rejected. Result and discussion. In this study, the learning process used content a problem-based learning in the experimental class and the conventional model in the control class, in which the learning achievement were shown to be different for the experimental class and the control class. This finding was obtained based on the result of process analysis. The student main core, the group, will learning from content a problem-based learning in the experimental class 7 in 40, falling into function classification. Will the any score of the student in the group who learn from the conventional model in control group was like falling into the classification. The low score of the student in the prestige indicated the student have got the high ability to solve the problems, but it still fell into a low high ability to solve the problems, but it still fell into a low category because the student have not yet understood the material in this. Knowledge that has been acquired by the student was limited to the knowledge that they go from daily experiences. Before this testing of hypothesis was performed, requirement testing were done first. The requirement test that to be done were: number 1, test of data normality; number 2, test of intergroup forensic normality. The test of normality of the data was done to all data of the post-test result, both from the group of students who learned from content and problem-based learning in the experimental group class and two who learned through conventional model in the control class. Material will be interesting by my friend. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurfitra, NIM D02193660. Fritz, the problem present in their learning process with wisely done by giving the conventional model so that the student have time of sleeping problem by using the conventional sleeping problem present days flow of problem based learning. Problem based learning used in this study confronted real life problem related to the problem they found in this course before they sleep the problem had to 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 depend on my points. Secondly, the student were not yet used the essay tests used in being used to using objective tests when only required they to cause one answer given what given I configuration of we they cause it. While in the study test, students had to explain their answer by relating the cons in this. 3D the level of deflating of the tests given in study based on the result of analysis of the instrument 3 out 10 item relative from 20 items straight out in which the variable that was meant to be. Fourthly, the learning system conducted at the Informatic Engineering Education Department in Index still used conventional system in what the student only listen to the explanation given by the lectures. Efforts made to solve the problem of inductive force to give expertise in solving problem based on Excel problem or types of problem related to the student daily experiences. Conclusion based on the result of the study and the action it can concluded as follows. There is a significant difference in learning event between the group of students who learning from content a problem based learning in the external class and the group of students who learning from the conventional model in the control class. The main part of the group of students who learning from a problem based learning based on the result and diction, my suggestion can be made to improve the quality of learning.
This could have guided to feel that a what given very difficult problem was considered as the meaning that was intended to by given the problem.
Okay, we think that's all from our group 2. If we have any mistake, please forgive us. And the last, I say thanks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.